Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about motorcycle safety gear. Right off the bat, I am really big on safety gear. As the saying goes, it's not if you're going to go down, it's when. Unfortunately, I've been down twice before back in my sport bike days, so luckily I was wearing a full leather suit and I walked away from it, no problem. So you really can't put a price tag on obviously your health and your brain and your skin and your body, right? So my thing is always buy the best motorcycle safety gear that you can afford, and as you go along and get more experience in driving and you can save up your pennies, then hopefully you can upgrade your gear, as you ride throughout the years. So you always want to buy the best motorcycle gear that you can afford, and that's what I kind of tell new riders, because it's really probably the most important thing, right, is our health and safety, second to obviously riding on two wheels. So that being said, we'll just go ahead and start from the top, work our way down. As I mentioned, I'm coming from the sport bike world, so I had Yamahas. My last two motorcycles were Ducatis, and so I've always been an Arai guy. And when it comes to helmets, it's there's like a million out there, and you really just got to try them all on and see which one fits your head, because we all have different shapes and sizes heads. And so if I tell you this helmet really fits me the best in this size, it may not fit you, right? Because we all have different sizes, heads, and shapes. So take that with a grain of salt. But moving forward, I've always wore Arai. Those always fit me the best, size large. I started with the RX-7. Then I went to actually an AGV. When I had my last Ducati, I tried AGV. That one didn't really fit me as well, which was the Pista GP. It's like the MotoGP style helmet from AGV. I didn't really like that one too much. I thought it looked really awesome, but the actual fit, the Arai fit my head better than the AGV. And as of recently, I got and switched to the very popular Simpson Mod Bandit helmet. So this one is the carbon fiber edition, and it is really comfortable, but it's just a lot bigger than what I'm used to. So the Arai really fit snug around my head, and again, they were MotoGP style helmet, and so those have to be really snug. This one fits, as far as the space inside the helmet, fits more like almost like a motocross helmet, where you have a lot of space from this chin bar to where your mouth is. So it feels like you have all this material here, and I think that's just because it's a modular, right? So this front part pops open, which I never ever use. I just like the lines and the overall ergonomics of this helmet, which really made me want to get it. But it's a really light helmet. It's very comfortable inside. I was a large in Arai. I was a large in Simpson. So again, you're going to go on their websites. They'll give you all these measurements to measure your head. But really, these are several hundreds of dollars. So really, the best way to do it is go down to your Cycle Gear or your local motorcycle store and try them on, because really, we all have different shapes and sizes. Although you measure your head, technically I could have fit in a medium. I tried a medium on, and it was incredibly tight. So I ended up going with a large, and it fits me perfect. So yeah, maybe use those size reference guides online as a guide, but really don't spend several hundreds of dollars on a helmet, almost $1,000 on a helmet, and not try it on. It's just with this kind of investment, definitely go down, spend the time, and try on helmets, see which one fits you the best. So like I said, this is the carbon fiber Simpson Mod Bandit. I liked it because the lines and the overall shape and ergonomics of, there you go. Shape and ergonomics of the helmet. It's super lightweight. I like it. And again, I like the lines. I got the gold visor with the clear pin lock on the inside. And if you guys can get a helmet that has the pin lock technology in the visor, I highly recommend it, because once you throw that in on the inside of your visor, it'll never fog up ever again. At least I have not seen it fog up on me. And so I had the pin lock on my Arai. I just put a clear one on in this helmet, and it is definitely worth it. And there are, I think, I don't know, around $40. And so you never have to wipe the inside of your visor. It's never gonna fog up on you. And then you just clean the outside. With that, let's see here. It's pretty straightforward. I'm not gonna go, I might do a separate video on every feature of this helmet. But right now we're just talking about overall head to toe motorcycle safety gear. So this is my helmet. I have the Cardo, one of the Cardo comm units here, which works really well actually for phone calls. It could voice, you could just talk into it and it'll spell out your text messages. Obviously I use it for music too as well. And I can also link up to other guys who have the Cardo system. So that's very much needed. Inside too, there are pockets on the cheeks and around the inside of the shell that have little grooves that hold the, what do you want to call them? Speakers, I guess you would call it. They're not really headphones, but the speakers, they actually fit in these little grooves inside the helmet. And then there's a channel for all the wiring. So it's a really clean fit. The only thing I would say that's different, or that kind of threw me off, is the overall size. And I think that's because it's a modular helmet, that it has to be kind of bigger in general to accommodate for all the hinges and all the moving parts. There is this little, you can see that there's a little, literally like a shade that comes down, almost like sunglasses that flip down and they tuck up back into the helmet like that. I don't know why, I've always had very sensitive eyes. So even with the shield down, and this is the gold reflective, and I'm going straight into sun, it's still kind of bright for my eyes. It's unfortunate, I know. But it's nice to have that little feature to throw that down to give me a little extra shading. Now it looks ridiculous. That's why I'd have this down so no one could see that I had the extra shades down. But that's just good to have that little extra feature if I need it. All right, moving on to gloves. I've had many gloves throughout my riding career so far. I definitely like the shorter gauntlet style that kind of end just right at the wrist. Even when I was riding sport bikes, I never got the full length gauntlet gloves. It was just not my style. So these ones here, as of recently, this is my first cruiser. If you guys don't know, I ride a 2021 Lowrider S from Harley. That's my first cruiser I've ever had. And so to kind of fit that style, I kind of went with all more casual looking riding gear, where when I was riding my Ducati, everything was like Dainese and like super thick leather and stuff like that. But for everyday riding, I kind of wanted to go more casual, more comfortable, and obviously with a cruiser style, you're more upright and more comfortable in a seated position. So I went with Tobacco Motor Company. I believe that's what they're called, Tobacco Motor Wear, excuse me. And I have a lot of their stuff, and I'm going to go over that with you, starting with their gloves. Real basic, full, you know, cowhide black leather gloves with a dark brown knuckle. That's a little bit hard, a little padding on the knuckles, and then on the palm there's some reinforcements as well. But like I said, this is a short cuff gloves, just a simple Velcro closure, and it is perforated on the top just for wind, for cooling, if you will, during the summer. I live here in San Diego, so most of the year is riding season. The only thing I would say is that in the, I don't know, 1 or 2 months maybe a year where the mornings are pretty cold, and for us pretty cold is like 40s to 50s. The perforated, you know, just makes your knuckles pretty cold. But other than that, these are great gloves. I've had them for maybe 6 months so far, and I've had 0 issues. So we'll see on longevity how long these last, but highly recommend them. I don't recommend, like, I've seen some guys that just wear, like, I don't know if they're just nylon or elastic or like a mechanic's you know, glove with, it's pretty much just a soft fabric and then a Velcro closure. If you were to go down, the first things naturally we're gonna wanna do is put our hands out. And if it's not leather or Kevlar or something, then you're gonna be grinding right through those. And then obviously our most important things are our hands. So I highly recommend, if you are gonna get a glove, just make sure it's you know, full grain leather so that it'll hold up in a crash. That's the whole reason of wearing protective gear, right? Moving on to the jacket. So I have two styles of jackets. One is going to be for warmer weather, and again, here in San Diego, it's usually pretty warm. But I got the Tobacco Motorwear. This is the California Riding Shirt, is what they call it. And it's a super, super sharp looking shirt. You know, it just looks like your standard button-up shirt, but instead of button-up, it's a heavy-duty YKK zipper up the front with button closure. And then on the inside, it's cool little print to the inside. You have pockets on both sides here and in here to keep cell phones, whatever, your gloves, wallets, whatever. But what's cool about this, you also have pockets. This one doesn't have a back protector pocket, but there are pockets in the sleeves for elbow protection. And throughout the shoulder, arms, upper back, and obviously the other arm, it's completely lined with Kevlar. And it's all sewn in, you can't really see it, but kind of see it in the sleeves. It's the yellow material underneath this mesh, and it's also in the upper back, shoulders, and down the arms. And so this is a really heavy duty canvas lined again with a Kevlar, so if you do go down, it's that abrasion resistance is what you want. Also right here on the collar, there's little snaps that you could snap them down so they don't flap in the wind as you're driving. I never snap them down. Okay, so for colder weather or just early mornings where it's not really, the sun's not really out yet, I'm going to go out for a ride into work, whatever, I wear just a black hoodie, and it's kind of hard to see in the light, but this one is by a company called Merlin, and I believe they're based out of the UK somewhere, don't quote me on that, but the brand is Merlin. And this is another, just your black hooded sweatshirt, very standard heavy duty YKK zips up front, two front pockets, a hood, and that's it. But what's cool about this, again, it's lined completely with a I think they're called an aramid material, which is very similar to Kevlar. It's just a layer of abrasion resistance. So if you were to go down, this entire sweater is lined in it, except for the hood. But the whole front, the sleeves from shoulder all the way down to your wrist, complete back is covered in the aramid yellow abrasion resistant material, and that's hidden under a mesh, so the mesh gives you for cooling and quick drying. In addition to that, you do have a back protector pocket here. You have shoulder and elbow pockets for armor if you choose to put them in here. The only gripe I have with this sweater, and I love it, I wear it all the time, is that it's really short in the waist, in the overall torso length. Sorry about that light right there. It keeps popping on with motion. But that's my only gripe, is that I wish it would be maybe 1 or 2 inches longer in the torso. I feel like it kind of rides up almost like a crop top. The sleeve length is spot on, but it's just the torso is a little bit short. You also have the ability to, this is the bottom of the jacket now, zip some matching trousers to this, so it's kind of like all one piece, or to prevent the back of this sweater riding up. If I didn't wear a leather vest on top, and as you're riding down, I could easily see this riding up your torso because it's so short, especially when you're sitting down. So that's my only gripe. But other than that, it's very comfortable. It's nice and thick and heavy material, and again, it has that protection layer in there. Top of that, as I mentioned, I do have a leather vest. What's the brand again? There it is, First Manufacturing. Yeah, I don't know why I drew a blank on that, but First Manufacturing vest is pretty much the go-to manufacturer who makes leather vests for club style riders, or just cruisers in general. All American made, high grain leather. I went with this brown black stitching, and then like this kind of a waffle type of stitching over the shoulders here. The only thing I would say with this is that they kind of come pretty standard as far as the taper of the waist. So I actually had to get this a seamstress take it in, because although the length was perfect, the fit when you zip it up was perfect, it was way too wide here. So I had to take several inches out of the width of it to make it fit real nice and snug. But there's many, there are many YouTubes on these vests. I would say maybe, although I do like the collar here, this little tiny collar right here is about a 1/2 inch wide. You can order it without that, and that'll sit much nicer if you have something with a collar. So that California riding shirt has a collar. This kind of gets in the way of it, but over time that'll break in. I'm not worried about it. This is also fully customizable. You go to their website, you can customize the stitch color, the color of the leather, the interior design. This is like a design like a bandana. You can change that design. It's all fully customizable on their website. There's also pockets in here on both sides. They call them like maybe like CCW pockets or whatever else you want to put in there. And there's a small little cell phone pocket right here. So first manufacturing vest right there. Very, very high quality. Again, I just had to get it tailored. Other than that, it fits like a glove. It's finally now just getting broken in, almost a year old now. Of course, when I got my motorcycle, they gave me a Harley Davidson patch, so I put that there. And then gotta rock the American flag, of course. I decided not to go with black. I'm not part of any clubs or anything like that. I'm not associated with that, so I went with brown. I like the color, and it kind of goes with my theme. All right, next up are going to be my riding jeans. So again, with Tobacco Motorwear, I got their selvage jeans. It's a really it's a raw denim, super thick. And then again, on the inside, now you can actually see the yellow is all lined with that Nomex material for abrasion resistance. And you actually go on YouTube and see they're dragging a guy by a motorcycle and he's just sliding on the asphalt with these jeans. Everything held up, he never got hurt, his skin was intact perfectly. Obviously the denim on the outside will abrade away, but as far as the yellow Nomex holds up against any type of road rash and all that, and that's why I got these. These are super sturdy jeans, and they are very expensive. So hopefully you never have to replace them, because at the cost of these jeans, I hope they last my entire riding career at the price. But a very standard fit. It's not too skinny, it's not too baggy, it's just the right fit. They have different cuts available on their website as well. In this, I guess they call them the selvage denim jean. One thing to note is that the waist, you could order by waist, but the length and inseam are all standard. I want to say 36 inches. So someone, could probably fit someone that's like 6'4". I'm definitely not that tall. So obviously you have to get these tailored as well. So go to any tailor and they'll tailor you up for your jean length. But the waist, you just order them appropriate to your whatever you wear. Highly recommend these jeans. Again, the break-in period of these are, I wouldn't say intense, but they are very stiff at first, and they come with instructions as to how to break them in, when to wash them, because you definitely don't want to wash these often. So as you start to break them in, though, they start to feel a lot better. They kind of fit you like a glove. They kind of break into you and how you sit and all the wrinkles and everything like that. But well worth it. Highly recommend these jeans. All right, lastly, what we have are boots, right? Our feet. So I didn't go with anything too crazy. I went with some work style boots. These are the Red Wing boots. I love these boots. I decided to go with these because they're much more comfortable, much more casual looking than an actual riding boot that has all the armor and protective stuff in it. Full grain leather, again, comes up just above your ankle, so there's enough ankle support and protection if you were to go down. That provides some abrasion resistance there against your ankle bones. Standard mock toe design. And I love these. So there's a lot of videos on Red Wings versus Thorogood. I went with Red Wing after doing my research just because I thought they looked better. That's again, personal preference. But these are really good boots. All you got to do is just condition them once a month maybe, and then they break in nicely. I didn't have a crazy break-in period, as you may see online, people talking about break-in periods of Red Wings. These were, I put some conditioner on right out of the box, and just wear them. And they, you know, as you wear them, they just break in, and they really I never had a single blister, and they broke in real nice. So I guess everyone's different, but my experience with these boots is that there was a very minimal break-in period, and I'd highly recommend them. These ones are, again, I don't know, close to $300. So, but if you if you were able to wear through these boots, you could always send them in, and they could resole them. They could rebuild anything that breaks. But yeah, handmade, and so very high quality boot. I highly recommend them. And that's it for riding gear. So that's what I wear. Only thing as a closing note, is to make sure to buy the best riding gear that you can afford, and then if you can upgrade to better stuff down the road, I highly suggest you do so, because you really can't put a price tag on your overall health and well-being while riding a motorcycle. It's an insurance policy, right? It's like, yeah, you may not need it all the time, but that one split second or that one time you go down, it's always best to have your gear on, number one. Not only have it, but have it on, right? Even if you're running down to the store, and then upgrade them as you can afford. I highly recommend that, and that's my 2 cents, and I'm getting off my soapbox. So I hope you guys like this video. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be trying to put together more content for you guys. But as of right now, see you in the next video. Peace.